Hello and welcome to the Monday Scrum, joined by Brent Read and Benji Marshall as always. 2 more sleeps to Origin, but it was a big weekend, not only of footy, but we had the boxing as well. And I think, Read, it went really smoothly for you trying to watch the Cambosis fight.
I've had a bit of drama
what
on
happened?
the home
Tell
front.
us.
Well, look, I got main event, and we've got a TV obviously in the lounge, and we've got a 75-inch TV in the renovated garage. It's my office. So I got main event, paid for it online, thought I could get it in the garage, invited a whole lot of mates around. Anyway, I'd done the footy show, so I got home a half hour before the fight starts. My mate's lob, can't get it in the garage.
Oh, no.
Got to watch it in the living room. They've come around with beers and wine. My wife was filthy. She's only just started talking to me again.
Oh, because you had to have it in the lounge.
Because we had to have it in the lounge. So she had to go and sit down in the cold garage.
Well,
Anyway,
Why didn't she just sit and watch it with you?
No, that's not her thing.
No, neither. Mine wouldn't either.
She didn't miss much.
That sounds so bad, though. I'm having a great week, guys. Great weekend. I got my family over from New Zealand. Haven't seen them for 3 years.
Wow.
My brothers and a couple of mates here for a golf trip, which I won the first day today with my partner, Floyd. We won't say what the boys
You
called.
look resplendent in your golf gear,
Yeah,
Benj.
look, thanks, mate.
What about the sponsored beanie, tailor-made?
I'm not sponsored by TaylorMade.
Oh, okay.
Sponsored
Tailor-made,
by
did you hear that?
Titleist.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, take
No,
it
I'm
off.
not. But if you're looking Titleist, I'm here.
Or tailor-made, or Callaway.
So you've got your testimonial on Thursday.
Yeah.
Excited about that?
I am. I don't like things being all about me, so it's a bit weird, but it's a good chance for my family to be able to sort of celebrate because they're a big part of it, and I suppose just close that chapter officially.
And we're going to make it a little bit more about you just for a moment. You got the CNZN, I believe, which is the equivalent of an OAM in Australia, but over in New Zealand.
Yeah, I was, believe it or not, I've been awarded the Companion of New Zealand Order of Merit for my contribution to rugby league.
Did you get a letter from the Queen and everything, Benj?
Well, I checked my junk mail. And I was looking for.
Is that how you found out?
I was looking for an email, and I checked my junk mail, and it said Royal Honour at the top, confidential and private. I was like, surely not. I opened it, and it was, do you accept your nomination of Order of Merit for New Zealand? And I was like, well, I thought it was a G up, so I wrote back just in case, and they were like, yeah, well, we're going to announce it.
Are you sure it's real?
Yeah, it's real. It's
Was it
real.
his
It got
junk mail?
announced. It got announced
Message
today.
from the Queen.
Yeah, I actually got a letter from the Queen.
Wow.
Signed.
Wow. Will you have to go
hand-signed.
over for a ceremony and get presented?
I got her number on speed dial, actually, if you want to call
Should
it.
we get her on?
Is it a legit signature, or do you think she's just stamped it?
I don't know. I reckon it's just like a printed one, like a digital one,
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's my cuz. What's up, cuz?
Is she coming to your testimonial?
Oh,
It's
no,
not too late.
she couldn't make it. She's got the Jubilee thing.
That's gone
It's
off.
pretty
that
cool,
hasn't
though, when you actually realised it was real and it sunk in. How'd you feel?
Yeah, look, I mean, when you play, you don't play for recognition or awards. But then when I think about, how all the kids, when I go to New Zealand, they talk about they wanted to be like me growing up and stuff, or even players that, I played with at the back end of my career were like, oh, bro, I grew up watching you. I suppose, it's nice to reflect on, but at the same time, it's just an award, really.
Pretty fair award, Ben,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Yeah.
Not many people get them, so
Yeah.
you should be really proud of
I
yourself,
am.
mate.
I am proud of myself, but my family's a bit more proud, I think.
I'm tipping Em and I don't get one.
No, you won't. Emma might.
Emma might, right.
I've contributed very
chance.
little. No, you might get one. You're the telly's big newsbreaker.
Oh,
yeah,
of course,
contribution to all channels and papers.
yeah. Contribution
For
to
the
anyone who pay him.
The most invoices in the history of
Hey.
journalism.
I'm just jealous, mate, that you're making all the money.
Oh,
Oh, you're across everything. I'm sure you're across all of the Origin camps this week. 2 sleeps to go.
98.
What are
Exciting,
you?
isn't
What are
it?
you
It's
most excited
exciting.
about?
Look,
and
I'm-
who are we feeling has got it in the bag?
I'm excited for the Billy Slater era to begin. I've got high hopes in Billy. I think everyone I've spoken to about him, and from talking to him over the years and knowing him, how prepared he is, how attentive to detail he is, and how smart he is as a football brain. So I'm really excited about Billy and seeing how that era unfolds. I feel something special brewing.
Isn't that crazy? Like, good players don't always necessarily make good coaches. But the way everyone talks about him, especially as like footy brain and his preparation is pretty phenomenal. I saw an interview he did with Vonnie, actually, on the week. He got emotional about talking about his family and what coaching Queensland meant to him and all the farmers. And on that one day, how everyone in Queensland stops what they're doing to watch State of Origin and how special it is to him. Like, it was actually a great interview to see how passionate he is about it, So wish him all the best. You're Queenslander, eh?
Yeah, I'm Queensland. Yeah, born and bred, man.
Let's go, Billy.
I feel like with Billy, he's the type that no matter what he does, he will do it well. Even with all of his
Yeah.
media stuff, I know at times when people may finish their careers, it might take them a while to really gel and to get the hang of it. But the amount of preparation that even goes into all of his media work as well. And
I was going to say,
his transition was seamless.
You see that up close.
Yeah.
Apparently his preparation for television each week is ridiculous.
It's unbelievable. And he just has the perfect balance. Like he's articulate. He knows when to have light and shade. He's got good analysis. I think he's just made the perfect transition.
Yeah, I like it. And he's not like, he doesn't forget that he played. He's not just going out bagging everyone. He gives like honest feedback, but constructive criticism. I reckon he's made a great transition out of footy. And apparently he's going to be a great head coach one day because the Storm boys love him. They talk about him like he's phenomenal. Like the input he has on the NRL side right now, and he's not even an assistant coach, is pretty cool.
Well, there's a school of thought down there among some people that he should be the next coach when Craig goes.
That's what a couple of players said.
There's obviously some other guys around who've got a bit more experience than him, Mark Brenton, Jason Riles, guys like that. But there's certainly support within that club for Billy to be the next head coach if he wants to be. That's the big question.
And when Bellamy re-signed for that one more year, or said he was going to at least coach for the final year, he was interviewed and he was asked about the prospect of Billy taking over after him, and he said, you know what, that would be the dream, that would be the fairy tale. So
I thought you were going to throw to some audio then.
Well, I thought, did you come with some audio?
Oh, not this week.
But I was just thinking, imagine being like Nanai and those guys in Origin camp for the first time, and you walk in, Billy Slater, Cameron Smith, Thurston, Nate Miles, like that, all played. Imagine the buzz around that camp.
Yeah. But, Benji, I agree with you. That's great, right? But you need more than that. You need to have the tactical side of the game down pat as well. I think Josh Hannay's going to be be really important on that front.
Oh, yeah, Josh Hannay's there.
Because he's obviously he's obviously coaching at Cronulla now. He coached last year. He's, a smart guy. So I think his role is as important as probably Cam and JT and Billy in that you need I think you need an active coach in your coaching staff at Origin level just because they're aware of the game and how it's currently being played, and I think...
Well, no one's really talked about Josh yet, have they?
No.
But yeah, you're right. I agree. I think Josh Hannay's done a great job, and he'll be important. But the thing with like these Origin games or rep games is you don't have to coach, like you don't have to be a great coach. All you need to do is be able to get people to come together and perform on the big stage. It's not even about the game plans. Everyone knows how to play footy, but if you can get them in the right frame of mind and get them together to play for one another, which I reckon they'll be good at, big chance.
So does that mean you're going Queensland?
Oh, I always tip Queensland.
Okay, just checking. I'm giving you the opportunity to put your tip on the record officially.
I played for Queensland schoolboys, but I'm tipping New South Wales.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Why home ground thing?
I think they've got a stronger team. I do.
It's funny, they've been a bit overlooked, I reckon, New South Wales in the lead up to this game. A little bit, I think.
How?
I don't know. I just think people are talking a lot about Queensland and how Billy's taken over.
Well, a lot of things have been focused around some of like the decisions of the team, leaving a couple of players out, you know, if that's going to be good or not. But I actually don't mind what Freddie's done because he's backing his decisions, you know, and with good reason. I thought Jake Trbojevic was unlucky to miss out. But I love the way they've all responded, the guys that missed it. Addo Carr said, well, I have to prove to him why I should be here.
Yeah.
You know, and then went out and scored a couple.
Well, Jakey spoke to us after the game on Saturday night. He's such a tremendous bloke.
How good was it, eh?
I saw the quotes, but how was he in person?
He was I've never seen a happier guy. He was just to win a game. You know, Jakey loves...
He was cool. They come off 3 in a row. You know, Jake, they come off 3 losses in a row. He was just saying, how good is it to play at Manly and how good is it
he was so
just to play at home and be captain?
You know what? I believe we actually might have that audio ready.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, no, it's obviously all right. I understand. You know, I've been lucky enough to have 5 years in that team. Obviously, it's a great side. There's some great players there, and, you know, I've been lucky enough to have my time in that side, so it's obviously disappointing to miss out. But silver lining, got to play here in front of a great crowd at 4 Pines Park, and, you know, I love playing here. Obviously, love playing for this club, and it was getting the captain today, Reedy. That was pretty cool, so really, really happy with that.
And the other thing is, Jay, you come back and play really well for your club. You give yourself a chance of being back there, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I'm not thinking about that. Obviously, they've got a great side, you know. Everyone's in good form, so it'd be tough to get in there, I'd say. But, I'm just happy just having a win, eh? I'll be honest with you. It's been a tough few weeks. I don't really care about too much except the fact that we won. So I didn't care how. I didn't care what the score was. Just happy we won.
You've got to love him. He has to be the best bloke in rugby league.
Such a good fella.
Yeah,
Such
but
a good guy.
that does yourself no harm, when you're trying to get back in a side or when you're trying to prove how important he is. Like, he was a key part of their win the other night. I thought he was outstanding. His stats don't tell the full story of what he did in the game, but his leadership alone, and you hear him talk about how important. Well, there's a silver lining, mate. I got the captain Manly at 4 Pines Park, a home game. We got to win. Like, how good?
Yeah.
Good on him.
Yeah. No, hopefully he gets a chance during the series. At
Who
some
was
point.
interviewing him? He was asking some good questions.
Yeah, he was good, smart guy, that guy.
Mentioned you by name.
Yeah, we're
You're
all
tight,
buddies. We go way back. PlayStation, all that sort of stuff.
There we go.
Origin camp.
Yeah, right.
Well, it was a good night for Manly, not so for the Warriors. And naturally, 5 losses in a row now for the Warriors. Question marks over the future of Nathan Brown. He was asked about that after the match and said he doesn't coach with fear and he's been around long enough not to let that outside noise dictate his decisions and the way he coaches. Do you think he is under pressure, Reedy?
Oh, he was already under pressure before that game, and I think that only heaped more pressure on him. I saw him, I know he was in the press conference, he was a bit more, what's the word? No, I wouldn't say relaxed, but he was a bit more, I don't know what the word is for it. But anyway, he walked past me when I was in the tunnel before he on his way to the press conference. Honestly, I thought his head was going to explode. His face was so red. He just looked so angry and so disappointed with the way they played. And I don't blame him because their first 40 minutes on Saturday night, I thought was disgraceful, to be honest. Disgraceful performance.
Big word.
Well, it was. It was shocking, Benj. Don't you think?
Oh, they were bad.
Yeah.
They played really bad. I don't know what it is, like I think Reece Walsh is the one for me. He was last year had a great season, and I think since they've signed Sean Johnson, he's sort of taken a back seat now and probably waiting for Sean to do something, where last year he had to take on the game. But I feel sorry for Reece. He's such a young guy trying to do a big job in a side that's just not having.
He was
any,
almost trying to do everything in the
joy.
second half, wasn't he?
He was trying.
Yeah,
that was the
trying
main
really
thing.
hard.
But it's a weird one for me. How they let Matt Lodge go is crazy. Matt Lodge and Fanua Blake up front, 1-2 punch would be one of the scariest prospects for any front row pairing to come across and match up against. Two of the best, and mid-season let Lodge go. That's a crazy decision for me. And on the weekend, they suffered. They paid for that because their go forward was non-existent.
And Sean Johnson's really struggling at the moment. They got him. I think he's got another year left in his deal. The way he's going, I'd be stunned if he is at the Warriors next year. I think.
Really?
Yep. I just don't think it's just not working.
Yeah, I reckon there's a little bit of. At the moment, his family's living back in New Zealand,
Yeah.
like his wife and his daughter. So that he's probably struggling with that a bit, I reckon. So when they move back to New Zealand, maybe that might get a bit
help.
better.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Yep.
I don't know. I said it on the weekend about when you go into a team and you're told that your job is, we've brought Sean to manage games. His strength has always been doing the freaky stuff, taking on the line, running the footy, and doing some of the fancy things, And then when you tell someone to pull that back, I know because I went through this, and you start being the director, conductor, and you start telling everyone else what to do and forget your strength is running the footy, So I reckon they should flip it and get Harris Tavita to play 7 and say to Sean, go out and try and win the games and play however you want to play.
A bit like what the Tigers did with Brooks and
I agree.
Jackson Hastings.
Because you can see the weight of like controlling the side. He's telling people what to do, but the best part of his game's not getting used. If I was coaching there, I'd try and bring that out of him somehow, maybe by changing positions or telling him, I don't need you to manage the games. I need you to go and win the games.
Is he the sort of bloke, Benji, because you occasionally text players and would you text him and say, mate?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know how good he is. And we know what he can do with the footy. Maybe they should change up their game plans.
Well, Reece Walsh was pretty scathing after the game when asked about the performance.
Yeah, it's tough. I feel like, mate, we just go out there and, we sabotage ourselves, mate, and it's not good enough. It's just, like I said, we keep, shooting ourselves in the foot, mate, and there's just patches there, where we just don't get it right, and we just make it so easy for the other team, mate, and, feel like, mate, we just got to, go home, look ourselves in the mirror and, just really ask ourselves, do we want to be here? Do we want to be trying for our mates? Because, at the moment, the things we're tossing up, we're just not working for our mates beside us, and, it's first grade and it's not good enough. We got to get tighter as a group and, really just come stronger, mate, and, just got to start working harder for each other.
So 3 more games, I think. They've got a tough run. I think they've got the Sharks, Panthers and Roosters over the next 3 games, and then they head home to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Which will
Against
be
the Tigers.
massive for them.
Yeah, look, listening to that audio, it's hard to hear that from him, and we interviewed him after the game, and sometimes, I've been in that position, sometimes when you have just played a game, you also don't know what happened in the game properly. Like you think you do, but you just say things maybe what you think people want to hear from you. And I thought it wasn't as bad as what some of the things he probably, I don't reckon he meant. It's just a young guy who's trying to take the rap for the team and trying to get the message out that they're not good enough, which is all good. But I don't think that should be his responsibility.
No, I thought he had a red hot go, particularly in the second half. Reece Walsh, he was trying to create things, trying to
know
ignite
what the problem's going to be for them, though? If it keeps going the way it's going, they're not going to keep him.
No,
he won't stay there.
No, you're right, Ben, 100%. He won't. He's got next year, obviously, and he said he'd go back to New Zealand. He's already said that in an interview with Jake Duke.
That's right.
But he's got an option after that, and if things keep going the way they are, you can't see him taking up that option. He'll leave and come back and probably join your man Wayne at the Dolphins.
You reckon?
I think so. I think they're the
I reckon it'd be a good buy for them.
Oh, it'd be a great buy for them.
Or anyone.
Yeah.
I'd love to coach Reece.
Why?
He's just my type of player, Love to free him up and, like, some players you just got to get them the right footy, get them running.
Those instinctive type.
Yeah, you just get it. If you put structure on guys, and make them become ball players, or when they don't need to be, they can just be runners. I'd design plays around just Reece to make sure he got the footy in the right way.
That's a fair rap on how good you think he is, Ben.
Oh, he's good, mate. Seriously, he's one of the most deceiving players in the game with how fast he is and his footwork, and I think they can use him better.
Okay.
Right, so Reece Walsh to the Dolphins and Benji also as an assistant to Wayne at the Dolphins.
No, Sam Burgess, isn't it Sam Burgess?
I heard that too.
Who knows?
Is that true?
Yeah, that's true,
Hey,
yes.
Actually, on Sam, he was in Blues camp.
He was.
How did that come about, Reedy?
I don't know. I wasn't there yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I think he got an invite. I think him and Freddie are mates.
Yeah.
I think there was a Christmas photo a couple of years ago where Sam was at a family at Christmas doing. Freddie was there. Someone
was he doing a talk or something? Or
he just dropped in. He had a New South Wales jersey on.
Wow.
Yeah. So
big Englishman.
Yeah, I think they're mates. They sounds like they are mates, are they, Ben? Freddie and
Oh, I don't
Sam?
know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah,
I was just agreeing with
I
you.
think they're mates from a while back, yeah.
All
So,
right.
yeah, that's how it came about.
What about Justin Holbrook? Another loss for the Titans. Do we think that his job is under significant pressure?
I don't think so. I mean, he signed a long-term extension in the off-season, and knowing that footy club and the people who run it, the Frizzels and Kellys, I don't think he'd be under tremendous pressure at the moment. He'll get to the end of the season at least. If things keep going the way they are, then maybe the pressure will grow, but I don't think he's under immense pressure at the moment.
No, I mean, it's a hard one. They just haven't had the success that they probably should have. But then when you look at their side, a lot of inexperience. I feel like they're building some of the young guys up to be leaders in the future. Like Tino's a really young captain and a guy who's, I reckon, learning his way around leadership. And for me, I don't know. I think Kieran Foran's going to be a good signing for him.
Yeah.
I think he's going to bring experience in the big moments to calm him down. Like he played 7 on the weekend covering for Daly, and I thought it was one of his best games, controlling the footy. And if he takes that to the Gold Coast, he could play 7 or 6 there. Either one.
Think AJ is a better 6 or a better 1?
It's a hard one. I think they can use AJ a bit differently as well. But I don't know. He can do both for sure. But in the front line, you're going to make a few more tackles. At least at the back, he's doing kick returns, got his hands on the footy a lot more. But then what do you do with Jaden Campbell?
Exactly.
Because he's a gun. So bit of a dilemma there.
Yeah. Well, much like Reece Walsh with the Warriors, AJ Brimson was pretty scathing of the Titans' performance.
The mental toughness of the side starting to be questioned now.
Oh yeah, it's weak. I think it's pretty obvious. We can't play for 80 minutes, so I don't think it's any secret that we're weak at the moment, and we've been weak as of late. So it's quite embarrassing, to be honest. Like we get ourselves into good positions, and then we just let it slip away. Our message at half time was just, if we can play the way we started, but that's the same story every week at the moment. So yeah, just frustrating.
Weak. Do you agree?
That gave me a shock. That.
Yeah, that did.
I freaked out a bit. I guess, that's probably another one of those moments where you're trying to take accountability and ownership of their performances, publicly, which sometimes I think is okay, but I like those conversations to be had behind closed doors in the teams that I've been in, but that's up to them. They're obviously going through a bit of a battle with confidence lately and wins, so that's just where they're at.
All right, watch this space with the Titans as well. Time for our favourite segment
Is
of
it
the
already?
week.
Read his mail now.
Benji Marshall. Benji Marshall. Benji Marshall's Law.
Sorry, Reedy, you've been bumped again.
Been gazumped.
Nah,
You've
Reedy's the
been bumped.
Well, he
favourite.
did just get it made an order of New Zealand. Or
Yeah, well, that was
it-
going to be my
it
thing.
was Marshall's Law.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it's
sorry.
not.
But you don't like talking about
Nah,
yourself.
nah, it's not. I'm joking. All right, relax. It's about me being on Celebrity Apprentice. No. It's look. I know it's early to say, but Penrith are looking like back to back already. I don't know if that's pretty clear to see, but they're just flying at the moment. Like on the weekend, right, 6 starting Origin players out, and went and won 38. I know they're playing against the Bulldogs, but Bulldogs at full strength. I actually thought the Bulldogs were a chance of winning that before the game, but Penrith, I don't know, their system is just so good that when the players step in, like Eisenhuth goes into 13 and plays the same role that Isaiah Yeo plays, and they don't look out of sync. O'Sullivan goes into 7, plays the same role that Nathan plays, the same plays, and their left edge still looks amazing. Kurt Falls goes into 5'8", pretty fair performance. Their left edge still carves up. You know what I mean? Like, they're just a well-drilled machine. And I said on the weekend, but sometimes when you have a system, it outweighs any game plan. Like, they just all know their job. They all come in, and whoever it is steps into any role. It doesn't matter what it is, but they know their role when they get to the game. It's so obvious to see. Yeah, and I just think at the moment they're unbeatable.
Pretty
Fair
cool
call.
story for Kurt Falls as well. He went to school with Nathan Cleary. He never had made
Well,
a Howard Matts or SG Ball.
He
side or
played
anything.
7, and Nathan was 6 when they played.
Yeah.
You know, so it was pretty cool for him to be able to come and play. How old is he? 26.
Yeah.
Making his debut, and I like the way Penrith do their social media things when they share
They do it really well.
intimate moments. You know, I thought his jersey presentation. Like I'm a bit of an emotional cat, these days since I've become a parent. But I got teared up when I saw his jersey
It's pretty
presentation.
cool, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
man, just him talking about how important it was. Shane Alford presented his jersey. Great story. Well done, Kurt. Good debut. Anyway, that's all I got today, people.
You know, most clubs do that stuff pretty good now, those jersey presents. Do you know who else does it really well? Canberra. Canberra do that stuff
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, they do.
And you're right. It gets you get a bit teary, don't you, watching it?
Oh, I
Do
love
you get
it.
teary?
Little teary.
You're not an emotional type, I don't think.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd love to see you get
Movies
teary.
get me emotional and stuff
What,
like that.
like what?
Yeah.
What movie? The Notebook?
The Colour Purple.
Wow.
Oh, I've never seen that.
It's got Oprah Winfrey in it. It's a tearjerker.
Yeah, it is. It actually is.
Can you do an article on the telly about that, please?
No. Oh, I'm starting to tear up thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah. Oh,
I
that's
get,
good,
I
man.
get quite emotional, yeah.
Regularly in movies?
Movies, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that too, eh?
Really?
In movies, even like on talent shows,
Yes.
right? Talent shows when they tell the
I'm with you,
stories
Benj.
and then parents, they're so proud of their kids
Yeah.
and they cry.
Great.
I just
mate.
lose it.
Yeah.
Thinking
Yeah.
about my kids.
I'm the same.
I'm the opposite.
See, we look cold, but we're not.
Well, hang on. You.
Sorry, I forgot. Sorry. Sir Benji Marshall.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Just
Is
CNZM.
it Sir now?
No.
That's next.
It'll never be.
Oh, okay.
No.
That'll come.
No.
Okay, what about yesterday, the Raiders and the Roosters? No James Tedesco, no Daniel Tupou, Lindsay Collins, Jared Warrior-Hargreaves was injured, but still some good signs for the Roosters. Joseph Suwali, Joseph Manu had 200 plus metres, but still just couldn't get the job done. The Raiders are looking pretty good, don't you think, Reedy?
I reckon they're looking really good, yeah. No White and no Papali'i for them.
Big win.
But great win. And they're playing really well. I think they won 4 of their past 5, Canberra, or something like that. So, they're the side I think that's, well, Manly's outside the 8 as well, aren't they? They're the 2 sides that could potentially, for me, push their way into the 8 over the second half of the season. I think they're the only 2 sides who could potentially do that. But I think, Ricky, earlier in the year...
Well, they're 2 points out of it.
Are the 2 out now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And earlier in the year, there was all that talk about maybe Ricky being under pressure when Canberra's struggling, but, he's
That's right.
he's held the line and they've turned it around. And I love
With
Xavier.
your backing.
Yeah. I love Xavier Savage.
How good.
I love watching him
He's
play.
cool.
Yeah, he's just his speed. Like it's deceiving.
Yeah. He's just off the mark. He's
on
blinding.
TV. It doesn't look that fast. Well, it is,
It
but
looks
then when
quick.
you watch it actually live,
Yeah.
he is so quick.
Yeah.
I love him. He's a great player. But I reckon the key for them is Fogarty back. Right. I think their struggles at the start of the year were all about no game management and not having someone kick into corners, like run their game plans and that. And he's really good at that, which I was surprised the Gold Coast actually let him go. They released them for that, and that's what they're sort of missing at the moment.
And now they've paid
Well,
Kieran
exactly.
Foran, what they should have paid him to keep
Yeah.
him, I guess.
Yep, true story. But yeah, Canberra definitely top 8 prospect.
So Fogarty last week, it was only his first game back, and then second game back when he starts to find a bit of rhythm. Obviously, Jack Whiten's gone, so he played with Matt Frawley. So hopefully when Whiten's back and they get a bit of a combination going, it'll be good times ahead for the Raiders.
Yeah. And the other guy's playing really good footy. There's Joey Tarpanay.
Mate, he's a great player. I remember when I first saw Joey play, he came into Kiwi camp and just spent a bit of time with us and trained with us, and we're like, who is this kid? I think he was at Newcastle at the time.
Yes.
And he was like talented. I think it's really starting to come to fruition for him at the moment. The last 2 seasons, I thought last season he showed a lot of promise, but this season I think he's been their best.
Yeah. Plays tough too.
He is tough.
Yeah. I like him.
All right, well, Reedy, let's bring it home on the Monday scrum, please.
Reedy's Mail.
Here we go.
Let's start with Latrell. This is big news, because Latrell got COVID. They put a release out this morning. Latrell had caught COVID, Latrell Mitchell. He's obviously just back from America. I was at South Sydney training this morning, spoke to Jason Demetriou about Latrell. And basically he said Latrell's obviously not going to play this week. They've got a short turnaround to their next game against the Dragons. I think they play on a Thursday night.
Yep.
So he said, look, Latrell's highly, highly unlikely to play in that game. And the obvious question was, well, what does that mean for Origin 2, Jason? And he said Latrell has next to no chance being available for Origin 2. So as far as New South Wales is concerned, I think we can put a line through Latrell for Origin 2, which is
right?
Pretty significant
big news.
It is big news.
That's the biggest news we've had.
Anyway, so Latrell,
Do you have any audio with this?
I did have some audio, yeah, but the quality was a bit rough.
Yeah, that's all right. I believe you.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Okay,
word for
sure.
word, next to no chance was the words
So he's
JD,
still a
JD
chance.
used.
You're saying he's a chance.
Yeah. But I mean, he wanted to play
That's sad for Latrell because it
It is
looked like
sad.
he looked really fit over there, didn't he? It looked like he was
Yeah.
having.
Well, like those drills, it's you can, but then as soon as you hit game speed, it's like the unstructured sort of stuff
Yeah.
where you react to things that can push hamstrings. I don't think it's a bad idea. Leaving him a couple more weeks, just to make sure the reoccurrence doesn't happen. Because every time you re-injure it, the length of you coming back the next time is longer.
Yeah, I think that's their concern that, if he doesn't play this week against the Dragons, then obviously have the bye because it's a standalone Origin game, the middle one.
Yeah.
So it gives them another week to get more training in. Obviously missing this week's crucial for him because they need to get some running back in his legs, I guess. So, it'll help him in the long run, I think.
But yeah, it'd be stupid to risk him. Wouldn't it? You want him for the final series.
Yeah.
Well, they got to get there, so they need him, I reckon, for the back end of the season. He's a big part of South Sydney, performing, and I think they've missed him last few weeks. I think they need him back.
Staying at South.
Yes.
We also asked Jason Demetriou and Tommy Burgess about Big Sam today and what they think Sam might do. And look, they're really keen to get him back to South. But my gut feel is I think he's Dolphins bound.
You reckon?
I don't think it's happened yet.
Wayne loves him. They're very tight. I know Wayne talks about him very highly. He loves his presence in a team. So I wouldn't be surprised.
But look, South are keen to keep him and have a role there for him next year. They obviously there was a role there for him in 2020, I think it was. He was going to be their SG ball coach.
Right.
And that's when things obviously went pear-shaped.
Where's he coaching at now?
He's coaching at Rara Valley. He's coaching Russell's.
What is his end goal? Does he want to be a head coach?
He does.
Yeah.
He wants to be a coach.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think he'd be a really good coach down the track, Sam.
Absolutely.
And he's got the opportunity. Obviously, he's got his. Obviously, it's highly thought of because JD wants him and Wayne wants him as well. He's got two pretty good coaches chasing him. I think the difference is if he goes to the Dolphins, I think he'll be an assistant, NRL assistant, while South have got their NRL assistants, Ben Hornby and
John Morris.
Johnny Morris, of course. So I think the difference is if Sam goes up there, he can be an NRL assistant. And obviously, Wayne's only signed a 3-year deal there. And the idea is Wayne has a succession plan, coaches for 2 years, and then somebody takes over. Now, maybe
so are you saying right now, here on the Monday Scrum, that the next coach of the Dolphins is
After Wayne?
Sammy Burgess?
I'm saying maybe that's a possibility of happening, yes, down the track.
Well,
potentially.
That's big mail.
Yeah.
Are you going good today?
I'm not saying it's a definite.
No.
I'm saying it could.
You're saying it's a chance.
If he's there, I'm saying it's a chance. If he's there, that's the plan. It's a succession plan. 3 years down the track. If he's one of the assistants, he's got to be in the mix to be the takeover.
Okay.
Yeah. Got one more item.
Okay.
Keep going, mate. You're on fire.
Adam Dewey.
What's doing,
So
Adam Dewey?
Adam Dewey. So he was at the fight yesterday, Adam Dewey, down in Melbourne, funnily enough.
He can't throw him.
Can't he?
Oh, no. see him on the pads, mate.
You can, eh, Benj?
Terrible. Nah,
You can.
me,
You
I'm
can.
a lover, mate. No
Your
fighter.
legend precedes you.
No.
Okay. Anyway, Adam Dewey. So he's obviously coming back for that knee problem. And he's been training. And there's some suggestion he might be available this week. My gut feel is they won't pick him because it's the second time he's had a reconstruction on that knee. And I think they want to give him a bit more time and just to make sure he's 100% over it. So the team will obviously be announced tomorrow. My feeling is he won't be picked. So I don't know for sure, but that's the gut feel. That's the feeling I get talking to people around the place.
It sort of depends on where they think they're at in their season, if they think they're going to make the 8 or not. And if they are desperate, do they rush him back? Or if they've sort of given up on the season, do they hold him back?
Well, I think there's an acknowledgement of that club that they can't make the 8.
Well, okay. Well, if they've acknowledged that, then there's no reason to bring him back.
I don't think Michael's acknowledged it.
No, he wouldn't. He can't. He's the coach. He can't be the guy saying we're not making the 8 and he has to coach to win every week.
But there have been suggestions that Tim and Michael are loggerheads over Dewey, Tim Sheens and Michael. But that's not correct, as I understand it. They're on the same page over Adam Dewey.
It's not worth it because he's had a history of knee injuries before. And if you come back too early and you're not ready, at least this way, there's a bit more safety provided. Yeah. Eventually, he's going to have to come back and play, but an extra 4 weeks is probably worth it for him. Yep. I think it's a smart idea.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
What's happening with Madge?
Well, Tim Sheens has been quite sick, actually. So Tim sort of... I don't know whether I call it a review. I don't think Tim likes the idea of a review. But the look into the club's been sort of slowed a little bit. But I still think we're going to get a decision on Madge one way or the other in the next, maybe by the end of the week, potentially.
Okay.
Well,
there we go. Lots happening as always. Love your mail this week, Reedy.
Oh, thanks, Sam.
All right, Benji, who's on the show tonight?
Mitchell Moses tonight.
Yeah.
Boyd Cordner on tonight. Talk about Origin.
Boyd Cordner turns 30 this week.
Does he?
I believe I saw him at the Raiders game yesterday. You can ask him about that.
He was on the Saturday. He was on the Saturday show.
I will ask him about that. Courtesy
he was on the
of you.
Saturday show.
Yeah.
Boyd Cordner, yeah.
Yeah. So we're getting him on. Talk a little bit about him. A bit of Origin.
He's a good bloke, that.
Yeah.
Boyd Cordner.
No, he's great bloke and mate, great player.
Oh, tough.
He was a great leader too. Yeah. But yeah.
There we go. So tune in to see Sir Benji Marshall. Now, what do we say, Benji? What do you have in the end?
Oh, just the brackets with some letters and brackets.
CN.
Yeah.
CNZM.
Benji CNZN.
Yep.
CNX.
CNZM.
CNZM. Medal.
M.
M for
oh,
medal.
CNZM.
It's actually for merit, but that's good.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, well done on your
Yeah,
award.
no, thanks,
Enjoy
Benji.
the
Congrats.
testimonial
Cheers.
on Thursday night.
Right.
And catch your show tonight and we'll read your gibber in the Daily Telegraph. We'll see you all next week on the Monday Scrum.